History is defined by scarcity. Since the first human traded a stone tool for a piece of meat, our entire civilization has been built on the idea that some things are hard to get. Money was invented to represent that difficulty. It was a scoreboard for effort, luck, and value. But on a Tuesday morning in April, the scoreboard broke. Imagine waking up to a world where the struggle has been deleted. You check your bank app, and there it is, 7 figures. You refresh the page expecting it to vanish. It stays. You check your credit card debt. It's gone. Your mortgage, paid in full. You run to the window. Your neighbor is on his lawn staring at his phone in disbelief. A car honks, not in anger, but in celebration. For the first time in human history, the financial problem has been solved for everyone simultaneously. In this first hour, the world feels perfect. The single mother working 3 jobs just retired. The student buried in debt is finally free. The homeless man on the corner is now a millionaire. But as the sun rises higher, the first cracks in the miracle begin to show. Because while everyone has $1 million, the world still only has the same number of eggs, the same number of iPhones, and the same number of people willing to work. The miracle is about to become a nightmare.
Money is a social contract. It's a promise that if you do something for me today, someone else will do something for you tomorrow. But what happens when no one needs anything from anyone else? By 10 a.m., the global economy suffers a cardiac arrest. Think about the invisible people who keep your life running. The person who monitors the water pressure in your city, the technician at the power plant, the truck driver carrying 20 tons of refrigerated meat across the desert. If that truck driver is now a millionaire, why would he spend another minute in a cramped cabin breathing diesel fumes? He pulls over, leaves the keys in the ignition, and walks away. In the city, the subway stops. The conductors have gone home to celebrate with their families. At the hospital, the janitors and the nurses, the backbone of the system, realize they never have to touch a bedpan again. This is the labor value collapse. We often forget that money is useless without labor. You can have $1 billion in a desert, but if no one is there to sell you water, that $1 billion is just expensive kindling for a fire. By noon, the millionaire world realizes a terrifying truth. You can't eat digital numbers, and the people who make the food just quit. Let's look at the mathematics of desperation. You go to the supermarket, you have $1 million, and you're hungry, but the shelves are 90% empty because the delivery trucks never arrived. There is one last loaf of bread. In a normal world, the price is $3. But you aren't the only millionaire in the aisle. There are 50 other people, all with $1 million, all wanting that bread. The store owner, who is also now a millionaire and considering closing the shop, realizes he can charge whatever he wants. "I'll give you $100 for it," someone yells. "I'll give you 1,000, another shouts. 10,000. This isn't just inflation. This is hyperspeed devaluation. When the supply of money increases by a factor of 1,000, but the supply of goods stays the same, the price of those goods must rise to meet the new money supply. In economics, we call this the velocity of money. Everyone is trying to get rid of their cash as fast as possible because they realize it's losing value by the minute. The more people try to spend, the faster prices rise. By the end of the first week, a millionaire can barely afford a cheeseburger. The million has become the new $10. To understand our future, we must look at the ghosts of the past. This isn't a fairy tale. It's happened before, though not to everyone at once. In 1923 Germany, the government printed money to pay off war debts. At its peak, prices doubled every 3 days. People were paid twice a day, and they would run to the stores at lunch because by dinner their wages would be worth half as much. In 2008 Zimbabwe, the government issued a $100 trillion note. It wasn't enough to buy a bus ticket. The lesson from history is brutal. Money is a belief system. Once the belief that money is scarce dies, the money dies with it. In our universal millionaire scenario, the psychological shock is even worse. In Germany, you could at least trade your marks for dollars or gold. But in a world where every currency has been flooded, there is no safe haven. The global financial system built on trust and debt shatters. Credit cards stop working. Banks lock their doors. The digital million in your app becomes a ghost, a number that represents a world that no longer exists. As the currency fails, humanity reverts to its oldest instinct, barter. In the second month, the millionaires are no longer looking at their bank accounts, they are looking at their pantries. A Rolex watch is no longer a status symbol, it's a shiny object you try to trade for a tin of tuna. A Tesla is useless if no one is maintaining the charging grid. You trade it to a farmer for a crate of potatoes. The social ladder is flipped upside down. The wealthy people of the old world, the hedge fund managers, the lawyers, the influencers, find themselves at the bottom. Their skills are useless in a world that needs mechanics, farmers, and carpenters. The person who owns a well with clean water is now the central bank. The person with a stockpile of canned goods is the billionaire. Wealth has returned to its true form, physical utility. We realize, painfully, that we were never rich because of the numbers in our bank. We were rich because of the complex, fragile web of people working for each other. But there is a strange side effect to this collapse. For decades, we were told that more money was the answer to every problem. We spent our lives chasing the million. Now that we've had it and seen it fail, the spell is broken. The Universal Millionaire event acts as a global ego death. We are forced to ask, if money isn't the goal, what is? Communities begin to form out of necessity. Without a functioning currency, people start helping each other because they have to. You fix my roof, and I'll give you half of my harvest. The incentive returns, but it's no longer digital. It's human. Eventually, a new currency will emerge. Maybe it's gold, maybe it's labor credits, or maybe it's a new digital coin backed by actual grain. But it will be scarce, it will be hard to get, and the cycle will begin all over again. Because humans cannot function without a way to measure value. We need the scoreboard. We just didn't realize that if everyone wins the game at the same time, the game ends. We spend our lives wishing for a miracle. We pray for the lottery, for the inheritance, for the big break. But the Universal Millionaire scenario teaches us the most important lesson in finance. You don't want $1 million. You want the world that $1 million can buy. You want the coffee that someone else grew. You want the car that someone else built. You want the safety that someone else provides. True wealth isn't a pile of paper or a digital entry. True wealth is cooperation. It's the fact that billions of strangers wake up every day and decide to work for each other. The next time you look at your bank account and wish there were more zeros, take a look around you. Look at the lights, the food, the roads, and the people. You are already living in a miracle. You just didn't know it was powered by scarcity.